They'll play towards your emotions. They'll start to mirror the same things that you want in a relationship. Hey guys, Raw Motivations here. Just wanted to talk to you for a couple minutes today about narcissism. And the topic of the day is Narcissists Love, Rebounds. Narcissists love to be able to select people that have been through already a traumatic relationship, that have already gotten out of a relationship, that have just lost a family member, that have just broken up, that have just divorced someone else. They love looking for people like that because those people are normally open and susceptible to what narcissism plays into. Your emotions, your love, the love bombing, the future faking, all these type of things. A lot of times narcissists will be attracted to those types of people or will find themselves going towards those type of people very easily because of the sheer fact that they know, whether it's 100% consciously or they know subconsciously, they know that they can get in with that person. They know that they can manipulate that person. They know that they can connect with that person. They know that they can be in that person's life and start to engage with multiple different types of things. So oftentimes you'll run into a narcissist and you'll see them start to engage with someone who's just come out of a relationship, who's just gotten to a place where they're emotionally vulnerable. They haven't healed. They haven't processed things in the past. And as a result, they'll be there, and it's a perfect opportunity for a narcissist to swoop right in, play the knight in shining armor, and say, hey, I'm here to save you. You're an awesome person. We should get married. We should continue to move forward. Oftentimes you'll see this as red flags at the beginning of a relationship when a narcissist is moving forward very, very quickly. You'll see them want to move forward with maybe you're not ready to move forward, but they'll be like, hey, let me introduce you to my friends. Or a lot of times they'll keep that separate. Let me introduce you to my family. And all of a sudden you start going through this cycle really fast, and all of a sudden you find yourself farther down the road than what you ever thought you'd be with another person that quickly. Because the narcissist wants to lock that person in to guarantee that supply as quick as possible. So when a person is coming out of a relationship, whether that's a divorce, a death, a breakup, whatever it might be, oftentimes people don't take the time to heal. And that's normally because society and the people around us are just like, get over it. They weren't good for you. Move on. It's time to heal. It's time to grow. And they just push you forward of trying to just move on with life. That's when a narcissist a lot of times will come in, or a toxic person that's going to come in and is going to be manipulating. They'll come in, they'll come alongside, and you'll start to ignore the red flags. You'll start to ignore the things that should be glaring in your mind of, hey, this isn't normal, or this isn't right. Like saying I love you on the first date, introducing me to all their family within the first couple of weeks, like different things where you see the natural progression of relationship going very fast, being sped up very quickly. And oftentimes a narcissist will use people that are in vulnerable states, that haven't emotionally healed, that haven't figured out and gone through whatever therapy or counseling they need to be able to get to the place that they're confident and secure. Narcissists will swoop right in, and that's when someone starts getting caught up in the narcissistic facade of everything that's going on. So you see the narcissist that comes in and they'll start love bombing, and they'll come to you and they'll start treating you like the best person ever. They'll play towards your emotions. They'll start to mirror the same things that you want in a relationship. See, oftentimes we talk about a narcissist that'll overshare or will share like something vulnerable or something that traumatic that happened to them to try to build that connection. Well, oftentimes what happens as well is in a normal relationship, people will start sharing about their past. They'll start sharing what's been going on in their lives, things like that. And you have the other person that shares, that then the narcissist then starts mirroring those characteristics, or will start kind of cataloging all those things that have happened in your past to be able to use them back on you later, or to be able to pull it back and say, oh, I remember like you struggle with this. I'm going to start slowly putting in just little jabs, little things that's going to affect you, that's going to distract you, mess you up in one sense of things that they know that you struggle with. Narcissists love rebounds. They love the option of trying to be able to come back into someone's life and trying to be able to get into that person's life and be able to manipulate and control to a place where you validate them by going after them. It being their only supply, it being their main supply or grade A supply. Narcissists love the aspect of rebounds because you have people that are emotionally vulnerable. You have people that are looking for love. They're trying to fix sometimes a gap or a hole or a hurt. And as a result, they start looking for someone and they start ignoring the red flags. Often when I'm talking with people with different one-on-ones, as they look back, they have friends that be like, oh yeah, I knew that person wasn't good for you, or I knew she wasn't going to work out, or I knew that he was kind of toxic. And oftentimes like those friends have either tried to share or it just doesn't get through because people are so distracted by the idea of, hey, this person is fulfilling my ideal need. This person is fulfilling my ideal want. And as a result, all the red flags that pop up over a period of time are hidden and are kind of quelled and kind of pushed to the side of, no, that's because of their trauma. That's because of this issue. That's because of their crazy ex. That's because of, and you name it, the excuses keep going to be able to hide those because we're not in an emotionally secure place or a confident place that we can continue to grow without relying on someone else. And as a result, the narcissist swoops in and kind of starts to fill that void for a lot of people at the expense of hiding all those red flags and at the expense of that person's emotional, mental, physical safety a lot of times. Narcissists will prey on different types of people like this who are going through these traumatic experiences. So it's best to make sure if you're getting out of a relationship with a narcissist, if you're breaking up with someone, if you've just gotten through a divorce, take the time, spend the time to focus on your healing and focus on your growth, focus on your education about narcissism, about relationships and things like that, because otherwise it's so easy to get sucked back in. It's so easy to look for that validation in someone else just because that's how it was impressed upon you for years and years and years, that you weren't good enough, that you didn't look good enough, that you were too big, that you were too small, that they didn't like how you made dinner, that you talked to them, whatever it might be. And as a result, we start looking over a period of time that we're going to try to get that validation from someone. If you don't learn to get that validation from you, from who you are, from how you live, you'll start repeating that cycle. You start finding yourself attracted back to another narcissist, attracted back to another toxic person, because oftentimes people view and start building their validation off of that traumatic experience. That trauma that you share with someone doesn't equal connection. But a narcissist a lot of times will prey upon that and will try to make you feel and think that that trauma is connection. No, most of the time that trauma is just straight up abuse. So be careful, work on growing yourself, work on protecting yourself, knowing that if you're coming out of a relationship, divorce, a death, a breakup, whatever it might be, you might be a little bit more susceptible to getting a narcissist in your life. So please be careful. If you guys like what you see here, so Raw Motivations, I'm on several social media platforms. Come and follow me. So I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, obviously YouTube. If you're listening on the podcast, either on Spotify or Apple Podcast, thank you guys so much. Please give me some ratings, leave some comments, let me know, because I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to work on growing. If you're interested in talking one-on-one, so I do meet with people one-on-one. I meet with two types of people. I meet with narcissists, so people that are narcissists and they've either watched my videos or other people's videos and they start to become aware or ask questions. A lot of times they'll reach out to me and I'm like, great, I love talking to narcissists and saying, hey, stop lying. Let's get you into therapy. Let's work through some of this kind of stuff to find a way that you can start working on healing and growing and bettering yourself. And then I talk a lot with people who are victims of narcissistic abuse, either sharing my story, either helping them get closure, helping them understand what's been going on, or just helping them set boundaries and rules of, hey, you need to continue to grow to be the best person you can possibly be. Let's work on breaking this trauma bond. Let's work on cutting the lies that have you trapped in prison from the narcissist. Let's work on help on these different things. So I'm able to work with a lot of people trying to dive below the emotions, get to the facts, kind of go a couple levels deep, and work on that. Not a counselor, not a therapist, just the guy that's been around the block, knows about narcissism, knows how it's wrecked my life, how it's affected me, how I've destroyed people's lives because of it. And I'm on here trying to promote awareness, healing, growth, and change. So if you like what you see, subscribe, follow, leave some comments, help me improve. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.